pictures, and again, look at the structural damage. Keep in mind, this was a major hurricane. That is, it was a Category 3 on the Saffir-Simpson scale. It came ashore near Holden Beach, just to the northeast up the coast near Cape Fear. And again, the folks out kind of surveying the damage. This home, the roof of it blown all the way to the seashore. Now the waves are just coming up around it. A lot of damage was done. A lot of folks probably pretty upset these next couple of days, looking over what happened to their property and to their investments. Hopefully they had insurance here. The winds, well, they were certainly gusty. These are the wind gusts that were recorded in North Carolina when Fran made landfall. Frying Pan Shoals tops the list with a gust up to 124 miles an hour. Goldsboro and Wilmington, 90 and 86 miles an hour. Raleigh, Durham, this was quite a wind gust for you. You haven't seen proportions like this. At the airport, 79 mile an hour wind was the highest ever recorded. Well, I'll tell you what, the winds have died down, although we've had problems through the evening hours with gusty winds knocking down power lines. So many folks without power now, even in Pennsylvania, as the remnants of Fran have tracked northward. The problem is Fran has encountered an upper level high. Well, what does that mean? Well, it means it slowed it down quite a bit. It's kind of a blocking mechanism. It's kind of served just to kind of halt it in its tracks. It's not moving very fast to the north, so it's dropping rains over the same area. Keep in mind as well, we've got upslope conditions or orographic lift when you got the mountains here, the spine of the Appalachians, and the winds coming up around the mountains and up the mountains, and of course the forceful lift causing the condensation and the rain to get poured out across this area, and areas that are favorable for this upslope conditions, especially in western Virginia, around the Shenandoah Valley, picking up plenty of rain from the system. Showers and thunderstorms will continue over saturated areas that will cause more flooding. In many areas, you've seen up to 15 inches, but some bigger cities, a little bit less. Raleigh, Durham, not only did you have a record wind gust, but you had a record rainfall tally for 24 hours. Almost 9.5 inches just today. Washington, D.C. at Dulles, over 3.5 inches, and the list goes on and on. We could probably make several frames of rainfall estimates. In the meantime, here is where the center of the low is located, right in through southern portions of Pennsylvania, tracking to the north, northwest, and again, it did slow down today quite a bit. In Virginia and North Carolina, you were kind of lucky because it passed through rather quickly. The shield of rain is to the north of the low, and that's where the heaviest precip has been. From Ohio throughout Lake Erie into western New York right now. Again, you notice that counterclockwise rotation still showing the rotation and still picking up those rains through central PA with massive flooding done here. Even portions of I-81 have been closed near Carlisle and central PA, that because of the heavy rains. And again, these rains have kind of trained over the same areas. Even earlier tonight, we had reports of possible tornadoes, a lot of reports of wind damage, and a lot of roads have been washed over. In western Pennsylvania, from Pittsburgh and northward to Erie, heavy rains have been falling throughout the evening hours, and tomorrow they should continue as well. And even into eastern Ohio, we could see localized urban flooding from Cleveland to Akron, even to Youngstown, because of the heavy rains continuing overnight. Now, New York, you might luck out because you've been pretty dry over the last month, so you can handle some rain, at least the initial batch of rain showers. Maybe later, when we start to get over 5 inches in some areas around the Niagara frontier, we could see some localized flooding here as well, from Buffalo and southward around Chautauqua. A lot of problems here with the rainfall. We'll keep you updated. In the meantime, here are your watches from western New York, and again, these may need to be extended as we track the remnants of Fran northward over the overnight hours and into tomorrow. Again, in terms of the cloudy weather, it's going to be a beautiful one on the beaches from Virginia Beach all the way southward into the barrier islands here of North Carolina, with a lot of sunshine and offshore flow. That is, the winds now coming on in from more of a westerly direction. It should be pretty nice.